Welcome back to TWAWT, Two Wongs and a White.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. So we have a special episode today, which is
Another
called
one.
Yeah, like
Two Wongs and Two Whites. Welcome, Sophia. She's a special guest on this episode.
Very special.
Clapper audio in the background.
In the previous episode, we talked about positive things about living in Shenzhen,
As
China.
expats.
And in this episode, we're going to talk about negative things about living in Shenzhen, China. But before we do that, let's do our traditional shots.
You don't have to keep
Yeah,
saying that,
so
my
what?
God.
Tequila shots.
Double
Let's
bolt
do
our
it.
doors and we don't live here. Cheers, folks.
tequila.
Cheers.
I thought they were whiskey.
Well, you can have a whiskey if you want.
The whole time I thought they were whiskey.
So, let's start with Ken telling
No.
us about...
Let's start with Tem. You already have your cameras on you.
All right, so there are many good things about living in Shenzhen and Sheko in China.
Just say Shekel.
A lot of people don't know because they need to be told.
Yeah.
But
It's
there,
not like it's hard enough for the CCP to track us down anyway. So
Yeah, exactly.
so there are a few good things, but today we're going to talk about bad things. One of the bad things that I find
negative, not
about...
so much bad, negative.
Yeah.
Less liked.
Negativito.
Let's lose the correct. Let's use the correct language.
Okay,
because
negative.
I liked living here.
Yeah, less
I
shy.
love living
Less
here.
shy. Yeah.
Like the
Less than ideal. Less than ideal.
preferred,
Yeah,
less than ideal
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
things.
So negative.
improved
Just
on.
negative.
Okay, so...
the Western mentality of living in Sheko.
Pretty
Okay,
much.
so one of the things that I really don't like about living in Sheko,
Shenzhen, China. You're
Shenzhen,
welcome.
is that there are cameras everywhere.
Really?
And let me elaborate on that.
Yeah.
Because when you have cameras all around you, for one thing, it's really safe. But one thing that really bothers me is that, let's say I find 10 RMB on the street, right? And I pick it up and someone finds me and then puts me in jail, you know? Or something.
Could it be done for theft by finding?
Yes, I mean, it's possible. But what bothers me is about the surveillance. There's so much surveillance in China and Shenzhen.
Yeah.
It could be a good thing, but it feels like I'm being always
Like
watched.
Big Brother.
I am
Like privacy.
totally unaware.
Same.
I am absolutely
Same.
unaware. Even though
Don't
I know
notice
this one.
the cameras?
No.
No, well, hello, look at this fucking room. I don't like really. I am like
He's
I know
an EP, he's an EP.
every 100 meters there's a rig. Okay,
And the rig has like 9 cameras.
yeah,
Literally
yeah,
Every
and the
single
IR
angle.
infrared,
Like
but
this.
it doesn't bother me at all.
Me neither.
Like, it's
Yeah, me
really-
neither.
And the thing is, it
it's-
only stays for a month apparently until it gets backlogged. So really, unless you're doing something awful, if
Exactly.
Yeah, like you're
Exactly.
upset because you wrote up the public masturbation thing. Dude, it happened once. Okay? Don't worry.
No, really, like, okay, I really like it for the safety part.
Oh yeah, and criminal negligence, because if someone says you're somewhere and blames you for something, those cameras, if you've left your apartment, because
Yeah.
the minute you walk out of this apartment, even once you hit in the elevator, they've tracked you.
True.
So if someone says you did this, you can say, well, even though there's no real you're guilty till innocent here, but if they do choose to check, they can say, well, hang on, how can you be in Fujian if you were here?
Right.
And the
Yeah.
cameras prove that.
But like even during quarantine, were you ever in a quarantine period?
Yeah, when we came back from Singapore just after it all hit, we
Did
were
you
in
get
the
the
house.
camera
we-
outside your
14
door?
No.
We got the camera, and I mean like your studio camera outside our door. So the
Literally.
second you put your foot outside the door, you were counted as violating it. So
Yes,
we had
and
to
we
throw.
couldn't.
Well, that was great because we got to throw our rubbish out, and normally because the bins are now down on the
Yes,
negative first
I
floor.
was so annoyed when they changed that. I had loved having our
Oh, I
garbage
know.
taken away.
But the point is that because we were not allowed to physically like put our body outside the door, then everyone had to do everything for us. All the deliveries got
Yes.
delivered to us.
Well, we got all that, but we had no camera.
Oh, we got the camera, and I
Oh,
mean,
but
it
so
was
you
like,
were here
it was
before. You were
this
here
big.
at the
We were
time.
here during
Yeah,
the
during
quarantine.
Corona,
We were
and
So
when
here.
hang on,
Mom came back-
every apartment had a camera.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
only if you're in quarantine.
And if you violated the whole
Had to redo it
14-day
again.
period,
Wow.
you were
So-
screwed and
we
you
had a
had to
huge sign
restart.
on our door. It's now on the inside of our door for memory, but it was a sign about like can't see, but like the
Like
yay big,
unclean.
huge, and it was like you're allowed out on this date, and on that date we were allowed to physically move past the doorstep, but otherwise you just had to throw your rubbish.
Okay,
Wow.
but one good thing that happened was that they would bring our parcels. They
Yeah.
would bring
Yes.
our
Our
food.
Yes.
water, and I mean in China you have to get your water delivered through a jug, like a in the
12
Australian
litre.
doctors and stuff. You get like that kind of jug thing.
Yeah.
Is it 12 liters?
Yeah.
And we got our jug, and they had to bring it all up for us.
Yeah,
So
I
we
enjoyed that.
didn't have to.
And then they had the parcels. We got to collect them from downstairs out the front.
I hated
can never
Oh
remember my
my
I can never remember my
God.
address in Chinese if my life depends.
Dude.
I'm like suka.
Although, did you see there was one apartment guy who was really smart? They were right above the parcel delivery and they had a bucket. Did you see that?
No,
They had a bucket.
great video.
And every time they had a parcel, they'd drop the bucket down and then they'd say, "This is my parcel," and they'd reel it back up.
That is smart.
So smart. I was
Western
like, "Are you kidding me?"
or
Chinese.
Probably
Chinese.
Like
I
right
love it.
next to the
I
door,
love
I was
it.
like, "That's so smart." Like we couldn't have done that. 34 floors, you'd be wheeling
Yeah.
like this the whole time and then wheel it back up.
Even better if you could lower your mum down.
Oh god!
Hi, darling.
Imagine, oh god! So funny.
Yeah, so that's one thing I'd really surveillance is a bit annoying, but
Understandable.
But why
I
does
don't
it make
mind.
you uncomfortable? I understand, but uncomfortable for what? Is it?
Are you doing
Is it
bad
a-
things, darling?
Is it like
exactly.
from personal experience being in Kazakhstan, being watched? No, I'm serious. It is
Okay,
fun.
so
No,
the
the
time
way
when
you
I
said it,
left
yeah,
my
yeah,
country
yeah.
for India, cameras were kind of unheard of. There were no cameras. There were only traffic cameras when you would get a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
In India, there pretty much were no cameras whatsoever. There were cows
There's
everywhere.
also no law.
Yeah.
Well, there is law, but there is a lot of corruption.
Yeah.
But there is also skirting the corruption thing.
Yeah.
But when I got to China,
Yeah, close to China. Was it Quanxi?
yeah, okay. So honestly, surveillance, I don't mind. It's just I don't like being tracked all the time.
In whose hands
so
can it
much
be
of
used?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think at a certain stage you have to trust who's using the equipment. And it's hard. And I think at a certain stage we do have to trust what's going on.
yeah. I agree with
Because
that
I
statement,
think
yeah.
especially the American culture, I won't even say Western culture, American culture has become so distrustful.
Mm.
And I think that, look, that in any form of Orwellian society, yeah, we have fear. But what are we giving up?
And like, who do they care about us? I mean,
Yeah,
unless they're doing something
am
really
I?
bad, who
Am I?
cares?
Who am I to think that I'm that important? Do they need to know what I'm doing?
precisely. Like if I'm,
I'm
walking
not
down
that
the street-
important. You know, if I was if I was a CEO, multimillionaire, blah blah blah, doing something corrupt, perhaps, yeah, I'd be concerned, or I would consider myself on the high risk.
Yeah.
I'm just a Lawai in China,
Yeah.
and that could have its own problems.
Obviously,
as
that
well,
could have its own
yeah,
thing, but
yeah.
if you're walking down the street, they have nothing to get you
Correct.
for. I find it more of a safety thing.
I feel safe.
Voice.
Us girls have to stick together.
It's true.
You know, it's-
But that's what I said.
Cheers.
I think one good thing is about surveillance, but one bad thing is that you're constantly surveilled.
Yeah.
What is that word?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story. My friend, one of my old friends, he got a bike lost in Shenzhen. He parked a bicycle, electric bicycle, on the street.
Someone took it.
Someone took the bike, and do you know what happened to the footage? The guy said we get about 11,000 bicycles stolen every single day.
wow.
Yes.
Well, 1.4 billion people. That's
So,
that's a
like,
good
zero-
average.
so what is the
You're
point of
1%.
cameras everywhere when you can't find a bicycle that you
That
spent
happened to my friend as well,
$3,000?
too.
But that's what they're looking for. The main reason the cameras are here is for visa violation.
Yeah.
That's the main reason.
And like
Visa
really bad
violation.
They are
criminals.
facial tracking, facial recognition cameras. They're not for tracking illegal access. You notice how when you see the odd camera stand where the blue and red light are flashing,
Mm.
means something's happened in that area.
And apparently they can tap our phones. Apparently,
Of course they can. We all have
WeChat.
WeChat.
Yeah, the thing is, like, they tap our phones, so it's like if you want to go past, you can turn off your 4G. It's like, are you really going to turn off your 4G every
Yeah.
time you walk down the street?
And I think that, but see, once we're using a cell tower, they can do
Yeah.
that anyway.
but
I
Australia
mean-
has the same thing too. We're starting to get in those whole like tracking things, and like
course.
in
And
England they have the facial recognition, and it's like, well,
It's disturbing, but you know what? It's where we are.
and we don't have a
And
choice.
I think that I personally think there's more pros than cons. Like with anything, credit cards, online banking, Facebook, Twitter. I've got a cousin who is so.
That's description.
It is because there's no words for it. It's like, they're tracking us. They want us to use this for the COVID virus tracker and stuff. It's like,
Oh,
he doesn't
my.
see the benefit of that. And I
my.
simply put a very simple line: you have a phone, you have a license, you have a card. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
They can track you anywhere with that information.
Even without that, they can still track us through our
Correct.
face, and our fingerprints are on China too. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, don't do anything bad, and you're fine.
Oh,
Well-
China has all of my fingers. They don't have just my thumb or my index
But
finger.
you're from Kazakhstan.
No,
That's the thing. I was entering through room G, right? They scanned and they literally scanned every single finger and my face from every single angle, like I'm a terrorist. What the hell?
Mine, but my
Do you have
thumbs.
bio access through the border?
No, we don't.
We got bio access through the border, and it's the same thing. They do a facial recognition. They take your
Yeah, and they do
fingers
the
and
full
stuff.
fingerprints, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I go through, I can use the fingerprint access to go
Wait,
through.
from the China side?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
hello. I got this card.
I was gonna say, what is that?
That is
like
that is
this.
permit. That is a
is
permit.
that?
That's my work visa.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
all that gives me is like this is that secondary.
That's you?
Yeah, I know. I know.
are you sure?
I live in China. I've had some work done.
I got Photoshop on that one.
Oh, come on. You can show off. I got
Yeah.
one too,
No,
brother.
but that's the thing. No. They do Photoshop these. You know when you get your visa?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
the
The
Photoshop.
guy that
Photoshop
takes
your
your
visa.
photo does Photoshop
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So tiny.
He takes so.
They take- they-
he looks shrunken. He looks alien.
He looks like an alien.
Oh, that's not your head. They've stretched you,
Yeah.
dude.
Yes. Anyway, so we both got
But no,
permits.
this is a actual benefit having them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Anyone
that's
stops
useful.
you show this, they're like, okay, fine, you're allowed
Yeah.
in.
And it
Yeah.
makes sense. You guys went through a lot of process to get that. It's not easy to get that kind
So
of thing. It
much
takes
process.
a long time.
I had to dance so many dances.
Yeah. Well, okay, so that was my take on what I think is not okay here.
What about you? What do you think?
Oh, Kenneth.
Oh, man.
Yo,
I like
it's-
calling
it-
him Webster.
Yeah, I know, right?
I love. He
Isn't
doesn't
that
want to
so
call
funny?
Webster, but I love Webster.
Ah,
Just
for
suits
fuck's
him
sake.
so much better.
The
I love
Webster Dictionary. Go.
So often it's hilarious.
Dude, I was thinking
I always
about
think
it.
of the TV show when I say the name.
Oh,
The
that's
Webster?
true.
There's a Webster TV show?
Little Webster.
Oh my fucking
I think that's
God.
what I thought. That's where he got the name from.
That was like
Oh,
his legit name.
This is my legit
It's
name.
his given name.
and why aren't you using it?
Because he likes
Because
Kenneth
of
better.
this.
Yeah. Literally. This is I've known Kenneth.
So,
He's always
Grant,
everyone
so-
always gives the Webster dictionary.
Ken, what do you think? What is one thing that you think is a bit negative?
Yes, Webby.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Hey, I lost my train of thought. Sophia, you want to take over before I lose my mind with that Webby comment?
All
I
right, go.
think. What's something that I particularly dislike a little bit about China?
Do you? What about sexism in China?
There's sex.
What if you
There's
found being a white
sexism.
woman? Yeah, any sexism?
Oh, like
Never.
that, like
I've
that.
Never had, like, a
I
bad
see, I see.
experience.
No, really?
They're like, I know that in Shenzhen, their metro lines, they opened a fully woman metro
Yes,
line.
Yeah.
at the very front,
But
right?
the thing is that no one
back.
abides by the women metro line, and I've never experienced anything like no one's ever grabbed my ass or touched me inappropriately or. So I didn't.
Same here.
Shame that is really. But like, but really, I haven't really experienced any kind of like sexualism or any kind of like what's that word?
Assault?
Discrimination.
Oh,
Yeah,
In
yeah,
any
yeah.
way in that respect. So although it's really nice to have a women's carriage, there are always men in it, so it makes it
Women's carriage.
irrelevant.
It sounds like
So-
1810.
Yeah, I know. Like
A
here's the
woman's
horse in
carriage.
the woman's carriage.
So what you're saying is the Shenzhen subway is very nice.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's clean.
Very safe. I
It's
gotta
so
say.
Yeah,
clean.
I
No graffiti,
safe.
no.
Have you seen the new one? They had the new carriages with the bum marks, so everyone
Yes,
gets
yes,
their
yes,
own bum.
yes. Yeah.
Oh, I love my bum.
Yeah.
I get to sit right in my bum seat.
It's not made for my bum. I'm a bum spill.
It's okay, double worth for this one
But
thing.
I asked-
You get
The
double.
middle, and just wiggle.
And spill.
Sophia, the question was
Sorry.
about one negative thing you think is not okay with this place.
What's one negative thing I think about this place?
I mean, don't go into politics, but something,
Like, I
unless
know,
you go
I'm
into
trying-
politics.
No, I'm trying to think about something negative
That's
that I
what-
find
that's
really
the-
unpleasant.
why the
It's hard if
question.
it's not something that's on the top. There's
why the-
really
like,
nothing affecting
perhaps
you.
like the population density.
You
I
think
guess
that's negative?
I wasn't quite used to it. I feel like it's not negative. But it's perhaps something that like I would be deterred. For example, Chinese New Year, October holidays.
Oh,
I'm
no.
deterred to go traveling because of the simple population
Have you
density.
tried getting out at Chinese New Year?
I don't bother.
Oh,
I stay in
our
during
first
Chinese
thing,
New Year, yeah.
our first time, never again.
Honestly, I think that's the one thing that just because I'm not against the population, but just because when you're here, you realize how dense it is.
Yeah.
And like trying
When they
to
start moving, it's like
on-
toothpaste.
Honestly,
It's crazy.
it's like the migration
really
in
is.
Africa. Everyone's just going at one place. Toothpaste.
Wow.
The tube.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I feel like it wouldn't be a negative, but it's kind of a thing you have to be really aware of. That
Yeah,
there
yeah.
are so many people that you don't realize if you want to leave during Chinese New Year, it's like you got to book a week ahead because they're
No, a month ahead.
And the funny thing
Honestly.
is, you realise that when everyone leaves and you're left here, like the last
a
holiday we
ghost
had,
town.
It's empty.
it's great.
Yeah,
It's great.
It's so
Everything
nice.
is
Great.
and there's
It's
enough
so
people for
nice.
things
You
to
can
happen.
walk around, you're cheerful, you're like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah.
and you don't
Yeah.
bump into anyone.
I was in my underwear, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. It's great.
Oh, even
yeah.
the cameras turned off during that time.
Yeah.
Like it was that unnecessary. No one was there.
Yeah. Oh, it's him again.
Yeah, they were like, okay, fine, we're fine. But I think like if I was just negative, it'd be like.
population density is
Then
a
I
bit
feel
of
like
an
it'd
issue.
just be the pure unawareness of it. Because
Yeah.
now we're used to it. It's
Because,
been
no,
6 years.
to be fair, we live in Sheko too, and here population density is like really minimal compared to the rest
It's
of
true.
Shenzhen.
Yeah.
Especially, okay, if you go on.
It's a bubble.
Yeah,
and
it's
like,
a bubble.
honestly,
yeah.
if you go in like the metro line, you go on the first line, which is
Oh,
the
it's
main line in
empty.
Shenzhen.
Yeah.
main line is not
no.
empty.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the main line here. Sorry,
the main
sorry,
line
my
here
bad.
is empty, but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
main line in
yeah.
Shenzhen is like you walk in there and it's like
Oh,
you can't
it's
breathe.
full.
You're breathing
Yeah,
someone's
it's full.
fart or
Yeah,
someone's
yeah,
burp.
yeah.
or
And that's why they should
something.
always wear masks on
Yeah,
that line.
honestly,
yeah,
I
yeah.
love masks. Can we just get to that point?
Yeah.
I love masks.
I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it.
I
I
like-
breathe. I'm
Yeah.
fine.
And I don't smell anyone's breath.
I don't
It's so nice.
Oh my God, I want 5 minutes and you're trying to take my liberties away. Shut up.
Honestly, it's like you don't breathe anyone else's gunk. You don't smell their BO. You can breathe your
You know
own
what?
stuff.
To anyone that argues about masks, get a fucking proper mask then.
Yeah, it's true.
Stop
Get
your
an
crap.
N95 or whatever. You want like that huge thing, get the huge thing.
Yeah,
It's
get
so
a vent.
nice.
Get an air vent.
Like Ken's sick. I'm not going to get sick tomorrow.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kenneth, for
Yeah.
smoking kills. I completely agree with it. Like, ironic,
Again,
but I completely agree with it.
There's
Because
context.
I will never stop wearing masks.
There's context behind why I purchased this. Anyways.
But
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
I think I'll never stop wearing masks. I'm going to take them to Australia. I'm just going to binge out on them. I have like 400
I've
at
got a
home.
mask.
I
We have-
personally
mask fetish.
prefer
Honestly,
masks
such a
that
fetish.
are not blocking your airways.
Yeah.
Like those some of the blue masks.
Some of them,
Yeah.
So bad.
They're very tightly woven.
Sure.
I have a collection. I've got like because
I can imagine you would.
I was ready for it to happen.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were.
When we were in Singapore, I ordered hazmat shit that they couldn't deliver in time. So I'm like, okay, just give me a full mask. So we got like 2 full face mask stuff. I've got electric masks. I've got my nice little stylo mask.
Electric
all the
masks?
time.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
with the fans.
With the
Oh,
vent.
bloody hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that breathe for
Jesus,
you.
really?
My
Yeah.
girlfriend has one. There's like.
You know,
But they look to each. I would never wear them unless it's really urgent because they just look
Unnecessary.
so
like
wanky and bubbly.
apocalyptic
you know,
level.
Mom, in Australia, there's like that not Marion, that kind of wool. What's that wool in Australia? Really famous.
Mirin or
Mi-
something.
mi-
Yeah, I know. Like
anyways.
merino.
Merino. Mum bought
Oh, merino
merino
wool, yeah.
masks.
No.
Cost her $50 a mask. She bought one for each of us. She came back and she goes, "Oh, they're awfully hot."
It's merino wool.
And I was like, "What did you say?" She goes, "Oh, they were very good, but they were awfully hot.
You're
I couldn't
in China.
breathe."
It's 30 degrees and you're wearing a merino
so we
wool
had these
mask.
huge ass masks. They're gorgeous, but God, they're expensive. $50. Can
Yeah.
you believe that?
And
Australian.
do you smell the menthol?
Oh God, you can smell every part of the sheep. But the thing is like, you can't wear them because 1, we're not in a winter climate. It's humid as hell
Yeah.
here. And 3, it's like, she was on the plane. She goes, "Oh, I couldn't breathe very much, but the shardy helped." And I was like, "What are you
What,
going to take
you
your
have a
mask
straw?
down?" I was like,
Are
"How
they
did you
knitted?
drink that?" Yeah, they're full on wool inside.
But
so like,
do they actually work?
well, apparently they're better because the wool siphons out all the germs. The thing is, inside the wolves keep
Back
the
for
germs.
a research segment.
Yeah, so it's like you've got to keep washing them. But the thing is, they're so thick. They're like this. And I mean, great company, love you, great. Need sponsorship? I'm here. But the thing is, like, God, they were so thick. So they were only good for like Kazakh weather.
Oh, only good for like 30 seconds at a
Yeah,
time.
honestly. So
Yeah.
poor mum died on the plane.
Wow. Okay, so population density, surveillance.
Like
how about
adaption.
how about you, Hershey? What do you think?
What do you think, Archie?
What affected me mostly was the language barrier. I felt so
Oh, damn it, you
isolated.
took mine. I'll think of one on the side. Don't worry about
Okay,
me.
I didn't feel sexy. No,
Yeah.
no. The even though because the problem was Kevin speaking, being Chinese Singaporean, he speaks
Sure.
the language, and he spoiled me for the first 2 years, and then it was good, but then I also felt like I was being overprotected,
Right.
and then also I'm one of those people that I love being Australian. You walk into a place and g'day, how are you? How's things going? How's business? I can't do that here.
Sure.
My adaptation of the language is just absolutely atrocious.
Even the Uber cars, like we get in there and we talk as if like we're best friends. It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, how's your wife? How's your this?" And here it's like,
I get the ditties, and I sit there with my electronic device going, "Yes,
Ditties?
I'm sorry.
Didi.
Diddy.
Titties. He meant.
Titties, not
No,
titties.
Diddy, not Diddy.
What you hear, honey?
I heard ditties. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Big old ditties, dude.
big old ditty.
Big old ditties.
When I hop in my big old ditty, and the guys are having a conversation because they think I speak the language because they've seen me more than once, and it's just like I pull out my little translator, and they're like,
Yeah.
ruined that.
That was a
I
great
always-
representation of the language.
I always put on my-
No, I mean my translator.
I always
It
put on
just
my
sounds so
earphones.
awful.
The minute I walk in, the DD, I'm just like, please do not talk to me.
Oh, look. And the thing is, though, but that's the funny thing about being Lawai in a ditty. They're not like it's supposed to be. Well, I get the black car service, okay, and they're not supposed. They're supposed to be a black car limo. They don't talk to you, but because they see a white, they want to talk to me. And I'm
They're like, "Where are you
and I've got
from?"
headphones
Yeah.
in, and I'm on my phone, and they still. I'm like, Shema,
Yeah. I know. Sometimes.
ha
yeah,
ha ha.
people do
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Oh, aircon. Yeah, mesa. Okay, yeah. It's just like, and I feel so horrible.
Oh.
And I try not to be. But I've been told that I should just be the lapon. I should be the boss.
Really?
Just ignore people.
They talk to you in the car? Because I've noticed even the basic normal ditties, I just get in, I put on my headphones,
And
they
they don't-
see it,
and
and they don't
yeah,
talk to
they
me.
don't talk to
Friendly.
me.
When I meet
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy, I am like, ni hao.
Well, that's your fault.
Hold on.
Yeah, but they know your
like
location. They don't need to
friendly.
talk to you. Why do they need to talk
be
to you?
friend- Well, I like to be
It's just a
friendly.
habit. Like
Dude.
Australia has.
Yeah,
it's kind
I'm
of
an
like,
Australian. I'm
It's
mean.
like honestly,
Oh,
if you
true,
bump someone, you have
true,
to say
true,
sorry.
true.
It's
Yeah,
a
I was gonna
real
say-
cultural thing.
If you
I'm-
wanna avoid, just go walk it with this face.
I'm not as well. See, that's when we first came to the country.
Hmm.
Our first driver, Sultan.
Zoltan?
Sultan.
Wow. Like Sultan.
Yeah, as in little something or other. Sultan.
No, Sultan is like a king.
No,
No.
Xiao Tang.
Sultan.
Xiao
Tons a
Tang.
few meanings. It could be like seller. They have
He's
like a little shop.
little. His name.
Oh,
Little Tan.
yeah.
Little Tan,
And he said to me, his nickname was Pangsu.
Fat boy?
Fat boy.
Yeah.
Fat boy.
And he always said to
That's
Kevin.
a really good guess.
He turned around to Kevin and he said, he won't have any problems. He looks mean. You know,
What?
well, because I look mean when I got my resting face and I look mean.
He meant bitch face.
Like resting
meant-
bitch face.
he meant
Resting
bitch face.
like my
Wow.
normal face. It's
Like dog face.
Because I'm a big boy as well. And he says he won't have any problems here. But that's what I don't want. You know, I'm a
But
friendly guy.
You do want the intimidation sometimes walking
Oh,
late at
I can-
night.
well, look,
you want to
I-
walk like this, broad shoulder and
You
shit.
know me. I can switch
Yeah.
like that, and it
Yeah.
fucking makes people move
Right,
away.
right,
but
right.
I don't want that.
Yeah. I feel you on that. Yeah.
All right,
That's
so
my only thing was the language because I really, I mean, without pissing in one's pocket, another Australian
There we
pissing in
go.
people's pockets.
oh, I would like to do that.
Sophia. Sophia.
One day I'll open my
Because
pocket for you,
okay,
darling.
let me explain why.
What?
Because
Wait, no.
aiming to piss in somebody's pocket, that's hard.
That's a skill.
That's a skill, and that's what I
Depends on how big the pocket is. Is it like the pocket here? Is the pocket your pants? Bum pocket?
Is it an
fanny
apron,
pack
an
pocket?
apron pocket?
Yeah, is it like
Yeah.
a bag pocket? I mean, what kind of pocket you talking about?
Okay, so
And that's a
Kangaroo pocket? That's
While
a
they're
big,
jumping,
that's a big,
that's a
like-
skill.
Yeah, I mean,
Still.
can you imagine aiming for that?
no.
language,
Population.
population, surveillance. Now let's go to Ken. And Ken, what do you
Mine
think?
is kind of, I think it's actually quite controversial on this list. And it's
All right.
the management of liquor here and alcohol and the age. I'm saying this as a 22-year-old. I'm not back then. If you asked me, even just 2 years ago, I'd have been like, "It's fucking great. It's fucking great. I love it here." But then now that I think about it,
why do you sound Irish when you
My
say
bad.
that?
Trying to be very well
every time I go to a bar with my
With an
girlfriend,
accent.
Yeah.
or every
Irish doesn't
like
count.
you know, like the heavy foreigner regions, SeaWorld, Fujian, these places. When I walk into a bar or like a bar restaurant. There is someone that is underage, and as a 22-year-old now, I can say I'm a little more grown
You're
up.
feeling it?
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's not even underage, it's like 14.
And imagine
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah,
Imagine
it's
It's
this.
not even
17,
18.
yeah.
Or
And imagine
it's
this.
usually like 14.
Right, imagine this. When I was 14, I was doing the same thing. So I can only imagine what these 23, 24-year-olds were thinking when I walked into a bar and outdrank them. Woohoo. And then doing all this shit as a kid, right? So now that I think back, I really think it's getting out of hand. Like, there are these kids that I know when I was growing up who are little brothers of my friends and siblings of my friends, and they are messed up.
Yeah.
They are not good people.
I really
genuinely-
like how he paused right there. It's
I
nice.
think.
That was very good self-control.
I
If you were a dog, I'd
genuinely
give you a
think
treat.
they are horrible human beings, and I can't say that to their faces because their siblings, their older siblings, are one of
He
my best
doesn't realise
friends.
that while he's talking, because he's wearing a mask,
Yeah.
we're just going to redub everything he says.
Right, right. So,
But I agree. I mean, there's an extent to
yeah,
what...
it's weird,
Yeah.
Like
right?
17, you know, you can get it. You're on your way to 18.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
14, it's like, dude, you should be playing
13,
DS back in your
But
home.
no one
Yeah.
asked any questions.
And they don't ask
No,
questions.
because
I
they pay
remember
for it.
I bought my first hard liquor when I was 12. It was a bottle of vodka, and I was with one of my American
Not a
friends.
7-Eleven.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was
Type of
Seaview store in SeaWorld. The
Was
guy,
it that
the guy,
corner store?
Yeah, the corner store. The
Oh,
guy,
that place is
Yeah,
legendary.
That guy literally.
That place is
It's
legendary.
Yeah, that guy
corner
is.
store.
His name, the owner's name is Mr. Condom because when we were young, he was like, "You want condom? You want condom?"
You want condom.
And I went, "Why
Wow.
condom? Oh, you have
Mr.
fucky, fucky."
Condom? Seriously?
Seriously say
Yeah,
that?
yeah. And we were 13. I was like, "My guy, he's my guy." Then we bought alcohol for him for like seven
He's
plus
definitely
years.
not part of family planning. Well,
Yeah,
probably is
honestly.
part of family.
Yeah.
But like, I agree. I feel like there's an extent to what a 14 to 17-year-old, those 3 years are huge maturity gaps.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
17-year-olds, they're dumb enough,
You know,
but like you get it.
the way you can, there's
14.
like a lot of ways you can spin it, right? The ways that I used to spin it when I was younger is like, oh, I get to do it now when I'm older. I'll like zone out, which I have, obviously. Like I'm out of it. I can't
You're
go to another
drinking beer,
club.
very good.
No, I mean, I can't go to another club on
Yeah.
like it's a fun thing. It has to be like something that has
A
an
reason
event,
for
a reason.
it. Yeah.
But you know, you also see this like argument that Americans who come here say, "Oh, we don't get to drink till 21," but here I get to experience it now. So when I go to college,
Yeah.
fam, I'm good. But it's like, no, it's like these reasons. Yeah, sure, some of them may or may not happen, but obviously it's not a whole positive thing. You know, it's very negative in a sense.
Dude,
where-
your mask is coming off.
Sorry, it's very negative. I'm talking very fast. I'm talking very fast. I'm talking very fast here. But yeah.
Honestly, like in that extent, is it the parents' control that should be like, hey, 14-year-old, you shouldn't do that?
but what is it with? That's a funny thing. Every
But
expat
exactly,
child-
What's
exactly.
an
Expat
expat
parents.
parent?
don't
Yeah.
know where the kids
That's
are.
another issue. Exactly.
How does that happen? How do you?
How do you lose your child?
You want me
Yeah.
to tell you? I was part of this world. Hey, mom, I'm at some nice girl's house who they don't know is secretly also drinking. Yeah, we're gonna have a sleepover. We come over. The boys come over. Hey, what up? Let's party. They
Your mom
party.
would let you sleep over at a girl's house at like 14
My
years
mom-
old?
I didn't have. Okay, no, let's not get into
Don't
that.
say I
It's
didn't have a
personal.
mom.
No, I didn't.
But like the point
Anyways,
is like,
different
you would at
parental
least be like, hey,
upbringing.
I'm at my friend's house who's a guy.
No, no. We can get to that another topic. Anyways, so this girl, super like lovely, has a Christian family, starts partying. Phone call rings. Guys, shut up. Hey, mom. Yeah, we're just sleeping. Hey, can you come here talk?
Meow, meow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Then they say, okay, honey, have a good night. Shut off. Then we start partying again.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
But like, I feel like our
deception.
it's
generation.
a lot of
But
deception.
honestly, I feel like our generation compared to this generation, like the generation currently, is much different. Like
No,
the
no, theirs is
mindset,
worse.
The
Theirs is
ideas,
worse, yeah.
everything
Do you
changed.
think you guys were worse younger, or
no.
this
I
generation's
think
worse?
this generation's
Generation's
worse.
way
This
worse. Like I
generation's
talk to them, I'm
worse.
like, "Are you aliens? I
Well,
don't
when
know
you
what you're
listen to
talking about."
millennials saying the next generation is worse,
Yeah.
that's
Honestly,
crazy.
Like, but like I feel like we had a bit more respect. I feel like their respect is negative. Like they
Yeah.
have no respect for anything. It's like at least we had the respect to lie to our parents, when they had the respect to just completely ignore them or like completely ignore everything about society.
Yeah, you do get one of those like few rare people where their parents are completely cool.
Yeah.
But then that's the parent. Those are the kids we hang out with, you know, on purpose. We're like, oh, your parents say we can drink at their house. Let's do it.
They were the
Let's
ignition
go.
to
They
the-
were the
Because at
ignition.
least the
Yeah,
parents
yeah.
were watching the kids drink.
No.
I mean, okay, fine, but like logically, you'd be like,
It's
okay,
like
I'm
this.
watching my kid.
Hey, your boys are here. All right, we're gonna go for dinner. We'll be back at 1. Cool. And it's a
Yeah.
14-year-old. 1 o'clock's like everything.
yeah,
you know?
true. That's like midnight. Like past. That's like 5 a.m.
It's like 5 a.m. Exactly. Yeah. So here things get more regulated, I bet it will be better in a sense because these kids go rampant. If they go out of bike crashes, guys.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
dangerous.
They're all on e-scooters and they crash all. I had a homegirl. I'm calling you out by your name, Jackie. If you watch this, Jackie, she's crashed over 5 e-bikes.
How does it happen?
And she's injured herself multiple times, hospital almost type of injuries.
I remember they had those pictures around Sherco of
Yeah.
bodies under bus wheels.
Oh shit.
Stop
Hey.
them from riding
Ooh, that's
vertically
terrible.
around. Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
And it was like they have a blanket, but you still
I love
see
you,
the
Jackie,
blood
by the
and
way.
and the cycle.
I love you, Jackie.
And I was
Never
like,
saw that.
oh, SeaWorld. They used to have a few of them up out the front of the
Seriously?
that tourist box out the front. They had the photos of accidents around the area.
Damn.
And it was in Mandarin,
Yeah,
not
of course.
English, which really
Pictures you can
I
still
think they
see.
really should be focusing on the English
Yeah, honestly, I
because
think
they're
foreign is the worst
we're
part
the
of this
crazy ones
country.
riding bikes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was,
So let's quickly summarize the things that
summarization.
are bothering us. Ken is bothered by the liquor availability and
Underage
the
drinking.
unregulated part of it.
Yeah, very.
Harshi is bothered by the language
and
barrier.
Australasian. Yes.
Ostrich what?
Ostracization.
Australianization?
Ostracization.
Ostrich.
Being cut off.
Ostrachization. Oh, great. Ostrachization. Great.
These don't being cut off.
And Sophia is bothered by the
Population.
density.
The unawareness of the population. Like
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
realizing the population is there.
Also,
and then getting
ignorance.
hit
You're
by
pissed
it.
off by
No,
your own
I-
ignorance.
Yeah, by my
That's-
own
Yeah,
old ignorance.
Yeah,
now
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I get it. But like
Yeah.
the initial ignorance of like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of people here. There
Yeah,
are a lot of
yeah,
people
yeah.
here.
And I'm bothered by the surveillance. So let us know what bothers you in your home country or place, and you can leave us a little
Comment
comment
below.
in the chat. It would be great. Thank you very much for stopping by. Do subscribe, like, follow us, and Harshi, I'm going to let you take this away. Go.
So if you like this, like you said before, just like us, pass us around like a dirty whore on a Thursday night. And we hope to see you again. And we're really enjoying special guest, Sophia. Thank you so much.
Aw, thank
I think
you.
you've added a certain je ne sais quoi
Oh, of
to
course.
the,
something.
to the
Of
episode.
course.
Je ne sais
Yeah.
quoi. Je ne sais quoi.
So we'll see you
Perfect.
next time, guys. And thank you for watching TWAWT.
Two Wongs and a White
Oh,
on iTunes and Spotify.
Two wives.
I'm sorry, again.
Every time.